Welcome to the channel of Badalta Pakistan. Here we are going to discuss issues related to foreign affairs and the events that have an impact on an international level. Let's start. Now the topic for today are the 7 unresolved disputes between India and China. These are the border disputes, border incursions, stapled visas, Tibet, string of pearls, water dispute, and trade imbalance. Now the first, perhaps the most important unresolved dispute between India and China is the border dispute. You would have seen that Chinese maps often include a major part of Arunachal Pradesh as a part of their country, which provoke anger in Indians. The same way, when Aksai Chin is claimed by India as a part of their Jammu and Kashmir, it also provokes anger in Chinese people. So these two areas or these two regions are areas of conflict or disputed borders between India and China. Second unresolved dispute between India and China is the border incursions. Keep in mind that military presence along the line of actual control for China is 3 lakh troops, or in other words, it is 0.3 million troops on the line of actual control. India has deployed around 1,20,000 troops, or in other words 0.12 million troops at the line of actual control. So in simple ratio forms, if there are 4 Indian soldiers or military troops standing at the line of actual control, there are 10 soldiers or military troops of China standing at the line of actual control, ready to combat them. So the difference between both the armies is huge, and clearly China has a serious advantage over India. Third unresolved dispute between India and China is stapled visas. In 2009, China began issuing stapled visas to residents of Jammu and Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh, which provoked anger in Indians. Now what are stapled visas? Keep in mind, when the stamps of a country you are visiting, not placed on passport but on pages stapled to it, is called stapled visas. When a visitor leaves the country, his visa and entry and exit stamps are torn out, leaving no record on his passport. Stapled visa is issued between the countries which are hostile to each other. The fourth unresolved dispute between India and China is the area of Tibet. In 1913, Tibet declared independence from China. Then in 1950, Tibet signed the 17-point agreement for the peaceful liberation of their region. Now the fifth unresolved dispute between India and China, which is perhaps the modern day unresolved dispute between India and China, and it will remain unresolved for the years to come, is string of pearls. Now one of India's growing concerns in the last decade or so is China's ever expanding sphere of geopolitical influence in the Indian Ocean. Now if we look at the trade, China's trade with Africa annually is $200 billion, as opposed to India's trade with Africa, which is $100 billion up to year 2015, and China's trade with Latin America or the Caribbean is $100 billion in the year 2005 to 2013, as opposed to mere $42 billion up to 2013 for India with Latin America and Caribbean. So clearly China is winning its trade, in respect to trade, China is clearly winning from India. The sixth unresolved dispute between India and China is the water dispute, which is equal to the border dispute, but because it can lead to a full-fledged war between both the countries. Now China plans to build dams over Brahmaputra, which is India's biggest source of irrigation and industry. Now this could lead to a serious conflict between both the countries, and as both are nuclear armed countries, the war between two countries will not be great for the world. Now the last unresolved dispute between India and China is the trade imbalance. Surprisingly, China is India's largest trade partner today. Trade deficit between China and India is $36.22 billion in the years 2013 and 2014. China has put off exports from India in the sectors of IT, pharmaceuticals and meat. In the end, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button and like the video for more interesting videos regarding foreign affairs and international relations.